rolling along on my novel reading list here. We're back to November 1993 for Star Trek Deep Space Nine, The Big Game, number 4. And this one's written by Sandy Sheffield, who is not a real person. And when you look it up, it's actually Dean Wesley Smith and Christine Catherine Rush, who do a lot of novelizations for a lot of different properties. This is like a duo. Each of them has a lot on their own rights. Dean Wesley Smith is like a powerhouse of like just pulp on that level. And so they're a couple, and they did this together, and they used this because their names wouldn't fit on the little pocket books before. Now they just have their full names out there. And so interesting stuff on that front. The Big Game, Quark is having a poker game, like the Intergalactic Poker Tournament or whatever, on Deep Space Nine. It's going to make a ton of money, and murder ensues at the poker tournament. Meanwhile, there's power outages and things like that going on the station. A lot of fun Ferengi episode, and it gets everybody involved in the poker game, including Garrick, including Julian Bashir, including Odo, and then you bring back some people like Lursen B'Etor, who show up briefly at the beginning of Deep Space Nine as well, and then show up in here, and then you get some Rasmussen, the guy who pretended to be a time traveler in Next Generation. So you get a couple just like, oh, these are Star Trek episode references in here, as well as the grifters all try to grift off this tournament. A lot of people are cheating, and the Nagus comes back too. So this is the second mark of the Grand Nagus from the first episode, which was Nagus, which just came right before this. And so these get referenced. So I don't know when this was written, and if they just quickly. These guys are. I know. Dean Wesley Smith is a very fast writer, so maybe he got wind of the episodes and then it was written and then just edited in real quick before they were able to get this out. Because this one actually maintained continuity better than the first couple of novels so far, which is a big plus on it. Now it's a silly concept. It's not. I would say this is one of the lighter novels, obviously, because of the whole concept of a poker tournament. It's not the stakes. People are dying and stuff like that, but it still feels like a low stakes novel, which is fine. And of course, the Ferengi episodes always end up kind of on the humorous level, so this is kind of on that as well. Big continuity note is that early on, when the Nagus first showed up, and Quark was very excited that the Nagus was going to buy the bar or something, which was going to make Quark rich, and the Nagus was going to install himself at this bar. And later on, the Nagus is much more of a big financial guru, and so they kind of abandoned that plot point in Deep Space Nine. But it shows up here, again, referencing the continuity of the Nagus episode. So pretty interesting on that level. Now, what ends up happening is Julian does pretty well. And Odo does pretty well, and Odo ends up being the best poker player out of all of them because he's a weird alien and just sees the whole logic of it, and ends up going toe to toe with the Nagus at the end, which is pretty funny. Now, Quark's going to make a ton of money. He's all on it. Odo actually does end up winning. Spoiler. And this is one of those things where it's like a lot of the old pulp novels, big things happen in it, but then it's kind of easy come, easy go, and it's all back to normal at the end. You could tell that Dean Wesley Smith is just a pulp writer extraordinaire with that, just with the formatting of the novel and how it ends on that level too. And so, Odo ends up donating it all to a Bajoran charity, which of course drives Quark crazy and adds a little conflict between the two. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, you get the murder mystery element. The murder mystery kind of resolves itself about 2/3 of the way through it, which is kind of weird because that at the beginning of the book you feel like that's the main plot point, and then once it resolves itself, it just goes into this whole full-fledged poker tournament for the last third of the book, which is pretty fun. And so while it may not be like the tightest novel from that perspective, I would say this is the funnest out of the first 3 that I've read so far for the Deep Space Nine numbered novels. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And guys, I'm a writer myself, and I'm going to be writing a series very, very much like Star Trek in the near future. You can sign up for my newsletter, get 3 free books. Please sign up, read some real science fiction. Join us today. Thank you guys so much for supporting us and for supporting our channel. It means the world to me. It's in the description below. Thank you for being here. We'll be back soon.